And this table is not like a database table, but you create a structure. Please understand, you create a structure where you create, just like a command, create table command, you have columns, comma, column, comma, column, comma, like that. But then you link them to HDFS path. So basically what you're saying that if I have data here in HDFS, then this table, whenever you say select, start from table, it will go here, and from here it will go to HDFS, and it will get you data. That's pretty much what Hive does. So Hive map HDFS table to virtual table. So you don't have to run HDFS command, you run query. So when you run a query, this query will run because you are mapping. If you have 3 columns, then here you will have 3 columns. If you have 5 columns here you will have 5 columns. So you as a user, you just write SQL command. Hive is very similar to SQL. The table is nothing but external table. Your data is here. Please pay attention. Your data is here, and this is called metadata. Metadata is here. So metadata does not have data. So table is stored in HDFS. Metadata is stored somewhere else. So if you destroy metadata, data is not destroyed because they are different. So this concept is called external table. External table means you are not having data and table together. External table gives you beautiful advantage. You can create this data file through pig or some other job. So the job runs and create this file, and then Hive structure can point that, and then you run it. This structure creation is just like you do in database, but there is a concept called you have to provide a location where the data is located. You also need to tell how columns are separated, and you also need to show how rows are separated. These are very simple to do. Once you do that, you can do select command. Mostly Hive used for select command, read only. In Hive, you normally don't do insert, update, and delete. So it's kind of data warehouse type of language. So Hive is a data warehouse type of language because you can do a lot of interesting work. Now, how to do that? Let's do step by step. Another thing we'll talk about in next week, we call partition. Partition means how can I do this table in a US, Canada partition so I can get a better performance. Sometimes your tiny table, your data and table you can store together. Data and table store together. That's called internal table. Data and structure you can store together. But structure and data, if you store separately, then it's called external table. Now, in a database, you create a view. You can create a view that I need this column and I need this column, and you can create a view also. So a lot of benefits you can learn. It's a very simple, within 2 or 3 hours you can learn it. So let's do a hello world just to make sure we comfort, and then we'll call it in. So first thing first, we need to jump into our Hive forum. So I'm going to give you, if you can jump here and give me thumbs up. Next week we'll go in detail again, so don't worry about it. Right now I want to make sure we can at least have a starting point with Hive. Let me know if you are able to go to this forum. Okay. I will straight go to the concept so we'll understand. Yeah. So this example, we'll do one example and we'll call it. Let me know if you are coming the Hive example. If you scroll down, you are here. Everyone give me thumbs up. Okay, good, very good. Now, I'm going to walk you through making sure you will be clear. So first, we will create a directory. You don't have to create this directory, but we'll start from here. So we'll create a data file. Step one, we'll create a data file. So just like we are doing BI editor, we create a data file with two columns, ID and name, and then we'll save it. That you know very well. So here we can create data file, we save it. Then we will push the data file to HDFS, which is this one. So we'll create HDFS directory, and then we'll put data file to this location. Give me thumbs up so far you are understanding. Very good. Always remember, Hive points to the data file. Now you come here. So first we'll say, hey, we're going to drop the table if it's already there. Otherwise, we're going to create external table. External table means structure and data are separate. So if you delete structure, data will survive. This is more useful. But if structure and data together, then it's called internal table. Normally, people don't use internal table. Structure and data should be separate. So how do we do that? So drop table, remove the table if there is exist. Create external table, my data. You can give any name. Now here I have two columns because my file, which I posted in this location, we are not using Cloudera, we'll use root. We'll use root. So wherever I push my file has two columns, 1, 2, 3 like that, and name. So the first column is ID and second column is name. And this is the boilerplate code. They are tab delimited. They're tab delimited. And the location has to be in HDFS. So where this location is. So what you are saying is my table name will be this. My column name will be this. You can give any column name. And the location of this file is here. If location is perfect, then I can run command select star from my data. It will go to this location and it will bring the data. You can say select star from, you can use all where command, you can use between command, all SQL command will work. So it's not a rocket science. If you know this, you know already 50% of Hive. Now ask yourself a question, knowing this thing, people give you hundreds of thousands of dollars, why not? Why? Because after you get data hold, you have one table, you may have two tables, you do join, which you know very well if you have studied Oracle. If you do multiple tables, you can write view. So basically, it's very simple ad hoc query you can run. And think about data warehouse. If you can run ad hoc query and lightning fast it works, that's amazing. So let's get started. Step by step. I'm pretty positive it will work for all of us. So first, highlight and copy this thing. Control C. Highlight and copy. Highlight and copy. Highlight and copy. Control C. Highlight and copy. Highlight and copy. So far, so good. Now go here. Now, if you're here, I'm in a browser because there's a root, so I don't have to change anything. So I'm here. I'll say gedit, sorry, my mistake, vi data, vi data. Press enter. I for insert. Right click and paste it. So this is your first column. This is your second column. Now to escape. Column WQ. WQ means write and quit. Write and quit. So escape. Column WQ. Write and quit. Column WQ. Write and quit. Now do get data. Give me thumbs up if your file is created. Good. Good, good, good. Awesome. Now we are going to push this thing to the Hive, means HDFS. So in our case, we are going to create a directory my Hive and we'll push it. So let's do it. So we'll say Hadoop fs mkdir my Hive and press enter. Hadoop fs mkdir my Hive. So this is the directory. Hadoop fs dash mkdir space my Hive. So we created directory. Now we're going to copy this data file to this location. So we know very well. Hadoop fs put data file which is local. I will be copying into my Hive, and name, I'm going to give name data. So it will be copied. Once you copy, always check it out that how that file there, or get my Hive data. So that file is right. So far so good. Now this file also can be viewed like this way. Hadoop fs dash get root my Hive data. I want to make sure, I want to make sure that you can understand the location, how it works. Otherwise, sometimes it's confusing. So here root, let me see why. I just want to check ls root. Root is not a directory. Okay. Oh, user, my mistake. It should be user, right? User root. Sorry for that. User root. So user root has a my Hive, right? And you can see my Hive. So you can also check this way, my Hive and my Hive data file. So if you want to check this, there are two ways you can check the file. Sometimes it's useful if you do this way. So please understand, if you don't give this thing, if you just do this way, it still works. But if you give a little bit further, this is called absolute path. It means guaranteed it will work. User root my Hive data. Please understand, this one is a relative path. This one is absolute. I like absolute. So when I create a Hive table, I normally use this path because guaranteed. But before I use it, I check it. I want to make sure it works. Give me thumbs up if you're clear. Good. Momika, are you there? Malik is there. Good. Good. Only 3 people are there. Whatever there are, right?
Does that include me? You see my thumbs?
I saw your thumbs up. You're also there. I miss Bomika. What happened? It seems like multitasking, huh?
I did it.
Okay. Because this is a sample program. If you understand 50% Hadoop in your pocket, I can give you guarantee. 90% people have this fundamental problem, how this linkage works. Just make sure you understand the foundation, lifetime, you won't have problem. Because troubleshooting is nightmare in Hadoop, but foundation is clear, it's pretty easy. So now everything good. So now what we're going to do, we're going to create a Hadoop Hive script. So let's do that. So we'll say vi my Hive, vi my Hive.sql. So you can say vi my Hive.sql, my Hive.sql. Remember this path. This is very important. Okay, absolute path, user root. So you can give any name. You don't have to give exact name, but .sql is good enough. Now press enter and press I for insert. I for insert. Now you come here. Now check it out. This is our script. We're going to say drop table. You can give any name. Create external table, means structure and data will be different. This name is matching. So if previous table is there, it will drop, create a new table. 2 column. This one, we can't do Cloudera. We should write complete path, user root, like that, my Hive. Now, depend on user. Whatever user you have, you can use it. Once you create that, show table will tell you the table is created. Select star will get all the data from this location, and then you can run query, and you're all good, right? So let's highlight it and copy this. Control C. Highlight and copy this. Highlight and copy this. Highlight and copy this. So when I, oops, not this one. Highlight and copy this. Now here, I already pressed I, so I just need to right click and paste it. So my code is here. Right click and paste. So my code is here. Drop table, no problem. I need to change this one. So I move my cursor, right? I move my cursor to go to the location where I want to change. Here I'm supposed to have, I'm going to remove that, and I'll say this is supposed to be root, right? So never forget that. Why? Because we checked it is like root. Now, many times people take theoretical example, this location is different, and they don't figure it out because the location is different. For us, we are using root user. If I use Hadoop user, I would have done Hadoop user. Right? Rest of the things pretty good. Now do escape colon WQ. Escape colon WQ. Escape colon WQ. And press enter. Press enter. Now we're done. If you're lucky, everything will work. So how you run it? Hive minus F means file, my hive.sql. So hive minus F, my hive.sql. So if you press enter, it will go through one by one and check it out. First, it will drop the table. If table is not there, it will not drop. In that case, it say, hey, there's no table. Then it will say create table. You can see it's working. You got the data and you're done. Pretty good. See, first one, drop the table. Second, create the table. Second, third one is show the table. Select start from table. And you see how beautiful it is. Give me thumbs up if you are able to see the result. Alma got it. Good. Good, good. Very good. Good. Now, what is the benefit of this? Benefit is table is created. Now we can do ad hoc query. So example, I can say hive minus E. Minus E means expression. You can write double quotation, select star from, table name is, select star from, table name is what? Table name is my data, right? Where ID greater than 12 and or greater than, less than, let's say less than 13, just like that, right? Double quotation complete and press enter. So you can run ad hoc query. This is called ad hoc query, minus E through expression. So you can provide ad hoc query. That's a beautiful part about it. This select statement you know very well. So Hive 50% is SQL, and see, you can run the query. So business people love this type of thing because you can run any query. So like example, if I want to know how many records I have, I don't have to do anything now because Hive minus E, double quotation, select, count star, right? Just like normal thing from my data. My data you created. As long as your table, everything will work like a charm. And that is the beautiful part about Hive. First, it's so easy. Facebook came up with this idea, and Pig came by Yahoo. So everyone loves it. The day it came, people love it, right? So you can see nicely it run mapper. It does internally map reduce, and you can see it got a zip answer. Hi. Right? If I want to know maximum record, you can say hi. Right? Minus E. E means expression. Double quotation. Select max ID from my data. Now, if you know a little bit of Oracle, life is super, right? And that's why in this class I always teach database. Many of you are overconfident, don't learn database, then you miss the Hive. Because Hive is nothing. The only thing you need to know is creating a structure, pointing to the HDFS, and then just enjoy the SQL commands, right? Good. Easy. Question, concerns, doubt. Are you guys able to run or no? Good. Right. So one more time, just want to make sure you all understand the concept. So Hive, first you have table, right? Put the table into HDFS. And table is in HDFS. Then you create script. You can give any name. And then you point to that location where the data is located. If daily method is different, change that. So table will show the table, then you run any query. So if you want to run through script, you do -f. -f through run the script, whole script. But if you want to run command at a time, one command at a time, you say Hive -e. And then you give a command in a query. Now, the beautiful part about this, most time you will do pig. Pig will generate a file. Remember that we did men and women? Remember we did men and women? So if you remember that, I'll show you something so you will understand what I'm trying to say. Please pay attention. You will like it. So if you remember, we did an exercise. We were running Hadoop, right? FS, right? Minus what we did a user root, and then what was the split, right? Now, what was the name we gave? What was the name for man, woman? Let me show you after.
It was split data.
1 second. Oh, split data I ran in HDFS, right? Okay, I ran in here in local.
It wasn't in here. It was in, yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, it's pretty simple if you understand the concept. So here you can see any data. So basically, what I was trying to explain here, let me just explain here. What I was trying to explain here is, let's say you have data, right? Big file, live application UI. Yeah. I got it. This is the one. It's 888 here. Let me repeat. How did I get applications? So I went to the node, right? Our node, like cluster node. From cluster, I click on that. And by default, we are here. And we click on this side. Instead of that, go to application. So when you click on applications, you will get this one, and the hue is here. So we'll click on hue, the first one. So you get a small client, just like SQLite. Now username and password. So let's say username. I'm going to create my username. It's a taste 1 2 3. I say create account. Oops. I say password must be 8. Like okay, T capital taste at 1 2 3. Taste 1 2 3. I mean, and this will be very similar as your SQLite. Give me thumbs up if you're understanding what I'm trying to say here. And here, select start from my data. You highlight and you run it. So I'm a little bit different step here. Yeah, oh, play button is here. So highlight and run. So right now it's a server name. I need to connect. Connect. So here, tables, jobs, orders, scheduler, report, 1 second. Session queries new. Choose here. Database, click on this. Name of the database. I do have database, that's what I'm saying. Should pick it up my database. Where is my data? No shows. Create database. If I create a brand new, I don't want to create it. It is there. Here. Oh, let's do one thing. I want to get you this way. Basically, what happened right now, we create a state table. It is looking database here. So let me create a database here. So let's do here. It will be fun. So example Hive, right? -e, create database test DB, right? So here I'm creating database. I want to see if you pick up, right? So you're creating database test DB. So it's going to create database test DB, right? And then we can say create table, right? Just like example, create table, and test DB is a prefix, and I'll say EMP, just for timing, int ID, right? And name string. That's pretty much it. So basically, I'm saying there's an EMP table I'm creating in test DB. So this is my database. When I say database dot table, then you can give this thing. It will create a table. Int ID. There is a special syntax here. It's a little bit different, like this one. Right. It's a lot of syntax you need to memorize, which is always hard. Yeah, it's done. Now, if I refresh here, let's see if I can get that. It's not refreshed yet. It should come here, actually. The server name. Okay, 1 second. I wanted to show you here. So, search save document, create database, but where is my server name? Okay, here. Oh, here. This one is here. And this is Hive. So it allows me Hive. Right? This right? They have changed a lot actually. It was a very simple thing. Now look at that. It got it. Do you guys see? Give me thumbs up. It ties here. Yes or no? So click here and Hive. It automatically knows that. And now, if I'm a businessman, I just need to say select, start from my data where ID is greater than 12. Right? And then you run it and get the result on the browser itself. Pretty cool. So people love this type of thing. So Hive is super duper web browser. This table you created from Hive, and that is visible. The table which we created, Hive is pointing to HTML. See how beautiful so this is called OLAP. And Hive itself gives you that ad hoc query feature. People love it. Pig does not give you this type of because Pig is data flow, one command at a time. But Hive is a data warehouse. You store it, run a query. People love it, right? Next, more we'll cover in next class. At this moment, I want to call a day. I hope you enjoy. Please do the homework. So, trust me, even the 10%, 20% homework is good enough for you to have this thing, because this is called hidden skill. Many times you work in the Power BI, Tableau, but when it comes, and if you know it, that time miracle will happen. And this technology is very easy. You can see all the things are step-by-step documented. More will cover next week. Now, before we stop, make sure you terminate your cluster, because otherwise it's going to cost you a lot of money. So we'll go to cluster this time. Oh, termination is already in process or what? It's already processed. Wow, 2 hours pass. No? Termination. Now we can terminate. Awesome. Terminate and we say good night. Now termination is complete. Okay.